4.5%. That is the share of U.S. layoffs in 2025 that were actually driven by AI, according to Oxford Economics. The rest, nearly 250,000 people, were cut for reasons that have nothing to do with the technology, even though the press releases said otherwise. The story you have been told about engineers being replaced by software is mostly accounting in a costume. In December 2025, Resume.org surveyed 1,000 U.S. hiring managers. The number worth writing down? 59% of them said the AI framing in layoff announcements lands better with stakeholders than the actual reasons. Better than what? Better than admitting the company hired too many people during the pandemic, missed its margin target, and now needs to cut payroll to fund a data center? Only 9% said AI had actually replaced roles entirely. 9 versus 59. That is the gap between the layoffs that happened and the layoffs that were marketed. Oxford Economics ran the math on U.S. layoffs across the first 11 months of 2025. Their finding? AI-related job cuts accounted for 4.5% of the total. The same period saw 245,000 job losses driven by ordinary market and economic conditions, almost 4 times higher. That is not a marginal gap. That is one number being called the cause, while the other number, 4 times bigger, was the actual cause. Press releases said AI. The data says it was the same restructuring playbook companies have run for 50 years. Bloated post-boom headcount, margin pressure, a need to show shareholders a leaner P&L. Nothing about it is new. The composition matters. Block cut roughly 4,000 jobs in February 2026. CEO Jack Dorsey directly attributed the move to AI in a shareholder letter. Meta announced a 10% headcount reduction in April 2026, around 8,000 people, publicly framed as AI-driven. By layoffs.fyi, the running tally is over 92,000 tech layoffs in 2026 year-to-date, on top of roughly 900,000 cut since 2020. Most of those cuts were not the AI taking the keyboard from a human engineer. They were a finance decision wearing a technology costume. The labeling matters because labels travel. A press release that says restructuring gets buried in the trade pages. A press release that says AI transformation gets a feature in the technology section, a quote in the analyst note, and a bump on the next earnings call. Same headcount reduction, different reach. The narrative is doing work for the company that the underlying number cannot. The people with the most to gain from the AI replacement narrative are the ones publicly deflating it. At the India AI Impact Summit in 2026, Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, said this on the record. Quote, "I don't know what the exact percentage is, but there's some AI washing, where people are blaming AI for layoffs that they would otherwise do." End quote. The man whose company sells the technology being blamed for the layoffs, calling it AI washing. In public, to journalists at the summit. A few weeks later, Babak Hodjat, Chief AI Officer at Cognizant, a 100,000-person consulting firm whose entire business is selling AI transformation, gave an interview to Nikkei Asia. He said this, quote, "Sometimes AI becomes the scapegoat from a financial perspective, like when a company hired too many, or they want to resize, and it gets blamed on AI." End quote. Two of the most senior AI executives on the planet, separately, in separate venues, naming the same dynamic. Companies hired too many during the pandemic. The correction was due. AI is the story being told to explain it. If the technology was actually replacing engineers at the rate the headlines suggest, neither of these men would have any commercial reason to deflate the narrative. They are deflating it anyway. That is the second receipt. This matters because the AI replacement narrative has, until now, been propped up almost entirely by people with a commercial reason to believe it. Vendors selling AI. Consultants selling AI transformation. Executives selling cost-cutting plans dressed as innovation. The first cracks in that consensus are coming from inside the room, from the people who would lose the most by speaking honestly. They are speaking anyway.
So if it is not the AI, what is it?
3 drivers, none of them new. First, the pandemic overhiring correction never finished. Big tech roughly doubled headcount between 2020 and 2022 on the assumption that remote work demand would compound forever. It did not. The first wave of cuts came in late 2022. The second wave came in 2023. The current wave is the third, and the cleanup is still not done. AI just gave it a better press release. Second, AI infrastructure Capex. The combined 2026 AI infrastructure spend across Alphabet, Microsoft, Meta, and Amazon is approaching $650 billion. That money has to come from somewhere on the income statement. Payroll is one of the largest controllable costs inside a software company. If you need to fund a data center the size of a small city, the math points to one place. The companies are not exactly lying when they say AI is the reason. The spend on AI is the reason, not the model output. Third, operating margin expansion. Wall Street rewards efficiency narratives. A layoff announcement framed as a strategic AI repositioning typically gets a friendlier market reaction than the same announcement framed as a cost cut from a missed quarter. The framing is not free. It moves the stock. That is its own incentive. The boring, mechanical kind that drives quarter after quarter of corporate communication. There is a historical pattern here. Layoff announcements tied to a forward-looking thesis, restructuring around AI, around cloud, around mobile in the previous cycle, have consistently outperformed announcements tied to a backward-looking explanation. Investors price the story, not the spreadsheet. Communications teams know this. Their job is to wrap a quarter's payroll cut in next year's narrative. AI is the wrapper currently in season. So, overhiring correction, Capex pressure, margin engineering. 3 forces that long predate ChatGPT. AI did not invent them. It is just the most fashionable label currently available. Here's the part of this story that actually matters for an engineer reading the news with a knot in their stomach. If your role was cut, and you have spent the last few weeks assuming the AI made you obsolete, the data says it almost certainly did not. Oxford Economics gave the systemic number. 4.5% of layoffs were AI-related. 95.5% had other reasons. You did not lose your job to a machine. You lost your job to a financial decision wearing a machine costume. The skill that got you hired is still the skill that gets you hired. That is the empowering read. Here is the harder one. The hiring slowdown is real, even where the layoffs are not dramatic. Roles are not being backfilled. Open requisitions are being quietly closed. Time to hire is stretching. The job market for mid and senior engineers in 2026 is harder than it was in 2021. The reason is macro. Capex is going into AI build-out, not headcount. Interest rates have not come back down. None of that is about your skill becoming obsolete. All of it is about the cost of capital in a different economy. If you internalize the AI replacement story, you panic. You pivot into a different field, into a frantic prompt engineering side hustle. into a defensive posture that does not match the actual threat. If you internalize the financial restructuring story, you negotiate from a calmer position. You optimize for resilience, not reinvention. You read your company's earnings call, not its AI strategy post. The practical version of that: keep your salary expectations anchored to what your skills actually deliver, not what the AI hype cycle implies. Stop pre-discounting yourself in interviews. The companies cutting headcount are not cutting because the AI got better at your job. They are cutting because the capital math changed. When the capital math shifts again, hiring will return. The skill set will not have to be rebuilt from scratch. The story you are told about why this happened determines how you respond. If the story is, the AI replaced you, the response is panic and reinvention.
If the story is, the company overhired during a pandemic is now funding a $600 billion Capex bill and used the AI narrative because it lands better with stakeholders, the response is different. You stop apologizing for skills that were never the problem. You hold your salary expectations. You negotiate with people, not with a fictional robot. The data supports the second story. The CEO of OpenAI supports the second story. The chief AI officer of Cognizant supports the second story. Even Oxford Economics supports the second story. 4.5%, not 99%. The next time someone tells you the AI took your job, ask them which study they read.